What's up, guys? This is Aaron, and it is time for college football week 8 best bets. I'm going to try to give 4 for you. Plenty of these numbers have been on the move this week, so kind of hard to give you at least 4 that are still on market. I think I had 8 total this week, 8 or 9. So let's get started. We've got game 1 is going to be Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. This is a neutral site game. They're going to play this in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So not really a home game for Georgia Tech. We're going to go under 50. I got this minus 110. I've seen 50.5 out there. Maybe you can grab that. Probably wouldn't play this lower than 49.5. So basically, Notre Dame, they're sort of piling up a few injuries, so I think they kind of try to play here a little closer to the vest. Haynes King has been a little banged up from the last game, so I don't think that Georgia Tech is going to, do what they do best, which is run the quarterback. So that kind of, limits the dynamic ability of Georgia Tech. Not only that, but Notre Dame is also, they're 26th in yards per carry on defense. They are 6th in yards per pass on defense. So absolutely the defense is, the star of the team. The quarterback, Riley Leonard, more of a runner than a thrower. So I think we can get a game here where maybe they, both teams are kind of looking to take some time off the clock, shorten the game. I don't think either team particularly wants to play in a shootout. And also, Notre Dame's pass game, like I said, they're barely a top 100 pass offense. So let's go under 50 there. The second game is going to be Georgia +5 at Texas. So obviously, Texas has kind of looked like the number one team. However, who have they played that really solidifies that really proves to you that what you think is reality? Because we keep seeing teams, Alabama, Tennessee, Ohio State, these teams that we thought might be the number one team, well, they lose, and I think maybe everybody's going to lose games before the end of the year. But certainly in this spot, you've got Georgia with their back against the wall. They've already lost a game, a game where, they got down big, but then they came back and took a late lead against Alabama. So certainly if they get down in this game, they do have backdoor potential. And we don't even have to have them to win. They just got to cover the 5. I certainly think that this is going to be a closer game. Quinn Ewers, he was out a couple of weeks. So, I just think last week maybe he was just a little rusty, he hasn't gotten like an extraordinary amount of time with the offense, as if he had started every game. Texas has played, Michigan, Oklahoma, Mississippi State. Those are like their Power 4 teams. In the preseason, Oklahoma, Michigan probably looks like a good litmus test for this team, but neither team's got a pulse on offense. Kirby's 7-4 ATS as a dog if you like trends. And Georgia's already played Clemson and Alabama, which are two teams that probably going to be in the thick of things at the end of the year, with fairly good results in both. So let's take Georgia +5. We've got ECU +16 against Army. So, obviously this is a little on the sketchy side with Mason Garcia throwing 12 interceptions already. He has been kind of an interception machine here. But we played ECU a couple of times this year. I do think that they're well coached with Mike Houston as the head coach. He's got pedigree coming in. They come off a bye, so they've had 2 weeks to prep for the option. It's not like they're prepping for a team that's got, James Madison or somebody, his talent level, or a Power 4 team that's got, just way more talent. Army absolutely does not have more talent than this team, So 2 weeks to prepare for the option. The option is what the option has been. Certainly Army, snuck into the top 25 now. They're blowing a few teams away, but let's see who they played this season. They played Lehigh, which is like a bottom feeder Patriot League team in the FCS. FAU bottom feeder, Rice bottom feeder, Temple bottom feeder, Tulsa bottom feeder, UAB bottom feeder. Okay, so they're feasting on bottom feeders. ECU is at least not a bottom feeder. And I think at least at this point, Army's ranked. This is kind of like a sell high spot for Army. The line is as high for them in the market right now as it's probably going to be all season. And I just think that this is a good spot. They're going to have to win this game by more than 16. I'm not buying that. So let's go ECU plus 16. So there's a couple more. I took Florida on the money line. It has moved against me, +2 in the swamp against Kentucky. Obviously with Graham Mertz getting hurt, he's out for the year with an ACL. DJ Lagway is going to play. I don't necessarily think that's a terrible thing. Mertz was playing well, but, Lagway is going to run, and Mertz is like a statue in the pocket. So I do think at least Florida has the ability to, kind of expand the playbook in some ways that they don't when he's not in the game. He gets the first team reps. It's not like Kentucky's looked very good. They got blown away by South Carolina. Vanderbilt covered on them, won wire to wire. So, and that was at home, in a great spot for them. So I did take Florida on the money line. And then the last one I'll look at is I got Alabama -2. Hard to give that out now since the line's changed. It's -3 now. I do still like it at 3. Tennessee scored 0 points in the first half the last 2 games. It was 3-0 against Florida, 3-0 against Arkansas. Don't have the same athletes Alabama's got. Alabama's had their struggles certainly, but this is still, a top 10 team. Probably going to be there at the end of the season, looking for a playoff bid. Nico Amaliaba, he does not look great in the pocket right now. I don't think he's really comfortable. He's missing some throws. Some guys have been open, they miss it. They run those formations, extremely wide formations, and they're just begging you to keep guys outside the hashes so they can either come over the middle or run against you in the box if they have the box on you. And, it's hard when you have, very good athletes up front, certainly in the front 7 like Alabama does. If Tennessee cannot, run the ball 5-on-5, hat on a hat, then it's going to be all passes, and then you just kind of tee off on that, So it's not going to be an easy win. It'll probably be sweaty, but I did take Alabama there. All right, guys. Well, I think we're 47-37 on the season, so we're still, up, trying to close in on 10 units up for the season. We've had a few live bets that have gone in our favor. Tonight I'm on Marshall -8.5, so let's root that one in. 1-1 on the week already, so let's try to make some money here.